Welcome back to my channel. Today is a very anticipated video for a lot of you, and the reason you're here is the Candace Owens calls out Ryan Reynolds. The details, I have about 5 or 6 clips I want to show you that is going to make this make a whole lot more sense to you. Let's get into it. I don't want to waste a lot of time on this intro. Do hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of these updates. If you want more real-time updates, please go follow my TikTok and Instagram. They're both linked in the description. I don't want to waste a lot of time because we have a lot to get into. Stick with me. I will explain all of this from beginning to end, and you can let me know what you think in the comments. I also have some polls going on over on Instagram, and if you want to participate in those are in my reels. All right, don't want to waste a lot of time. Let's get into it. All right, let's get into it. Ignore the hat. I have to wash my hair today, so we're just going to have a hat day today. Like I said, this is from Candace Owens' Instagram story. If you want to see it, I have her Instagram linked over on my Instagram if you don't want to go searching for it. But she does have all this still up as of right now. Apparently, she got all of this from a anonymous source that worked on the set. It ends with us. Now, this is an anonymous source, so this is alleged, but I feel like she would have to have verified this at least a little bit, and it couldn't be just some random person for her to put this out with how big she is. So I do feel like she probably verified that they at least worked with It Ends With Us, but that is all up for speculation. But if this is true, this is going to be a bombshell for Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively, and I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't try to sue Candace or whoever this person is, which is probably why they stayed anonymous. So it says, lately everyone has been bashing Blake Lively, but apparently the true villain is in this saga. Drum roll, please. None other than Ryan Reynolds himself. And this is why, because this is crazy. Now, I have multiple videos I want to show you on this that is going to make this make sense. So just hang tight with me. There's a lot of information to go over, and I'm going to try to get through it as quickly as possible. There are a lot of videos, so just hang tight. So she starts off by saying that this person, this alleged person that sent her this message, says that everything started when Ryan Reynolds decided to stroll onto the movie set one day to review dailies, which I guess is like the term for footage that is filmed every day. So he just decided to come on set one day and just take a look at the footage. And I wonder what spurred that on. But not only did he want to take a look at the dailies for that day, but he also wanted to take a look at the script between the two. Something allegedly set him off when he looked at the footage, and then he looked at the script. Something made him mad that he was not happy about. Now, whether that was something he saw in the footage, or whether it was something he saw in the script, or whether that was something someone else told him, we don't know. I'm assuming probably either the script or the footage. And like we've seen in the footage, because we saw the raw clip of Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively in that scene. If you haven't seen it, I'll play you about a 2-minute clip of it here. But you can tell Blake, in my opinion, is flirting with Justin, and that could be what set him off. But you got to remember, these are also actors, and they're actors acting like they're falling in love. And you think that as an actor himself, he would understand that. But here's that 2.5 minute clip. There's a 10-minute clip. I have another video on it. If I remember, I'll put the link of it on the top of this video here. But I think it's important to know, because I think that goes with what this is, because people are saying that she does seem kind of flirty because the sound was not on. So whatever they're saying is from them, not the character. So here is that clip here.
I'm never gonna find out.
And they win!
Oh my gosh, we don't shut up.
And Emily and I have we have these moments where
Staring. You just stare.
Literally we've done it for 5 minutes. it's like, I think you would find it terrifying. We just literally look at each other, and
when
time.
I found a sociopath.
And time stops.
Yeah.
But that's just how it's been for us from the beginning.
No, we're like, oh my god, there's not enough time.
Oh.
And they score again.
No.
Again.
It's like, oh my god, I forgot to tell you something else.
Oh, I think that's cute. You guys are really cute.
I think it's more than cute.
And
noses.
and my nose is so big.
Yes. I was hoping that we could address this. It's not too late. Just gotta shut down. We gotta call an insurance month and just deal with that.
Yeah.
And then
Cut.
just kidding.
No, it's true. That's why we hired Jenny Slate too. Our noses big.
Let's score another.
I'm probably getting spray tan on you.
It smells good.
Well, it's not that. It's my body makeup.
And they win. They won.
All right, cut. I think we got plenty.
Yes.
Slow motion. It's going to be a 17-minute reel.
So whatever happened that set Ryan Reynolds off, whether it was clips like that, something written that they were going to have to do in the movie, etc., etc., this person that is alleged, claims that a production assistant then overheard Ryan and Blake having an argument in her trailer. Now, if this is true, this should be pretty easy to prove in court. Just find this production assistant and they can testify. I think that would be pretty easy to do, but, you know, I don't know much about the legal aspect of this. After all that, allegedly, Ryan Reynolds started being on set on a regular basis as if he were a chaperone, and that is when he started inserting himself into the actual production, including writing lines. Now, Justin Baldoni even talks about how Ryan Reynolds did participate in some of the It Ends With Us writing and directing and producing, and you can see in this interview that he's kind of not happy about it, maybe even caught off guard a little bit with the question, because obviously Ryan Reynolds was supposed to do nothing with this video other than his wife was in it. He had nothing to do with this movie. So it would be a little bit odd for Ryan Reynolds to partake in the directing and writing lines part of this. But here's that interview from Justin Baldoni as well, because this is pretty interesting considering that this person said Ryan Reynolds started inserting himself into the actual movie and writing the script.
I heard that Ryan Reynolds wrote a scene for the film. Is that true?
Look, I think that I'm pretty sure that everybody at some point wrote something for the film. And yeah, Ryan, Blake, and I was just so grateful that there's so many collective heads going in to try to make something so beautiful.
Do you remember which scene?
You wrote on a few scenes, I believe, and suggested a lot of things that made the movie better. I mean, the guy's a creative genius, and they work so well together. And yeah, I mean, look, everything she touches should be better.
Now, apparently after this is when this all started, that Ryan and Blake, perhaps response to her husband's anger and jealousy and the arguments that they've had, this is when they began inserting themselves into the efforts to change lines, change scenes. Remember, Blake said she rewrote the entire first part, like the rooftop scene. Blake said she rewrote that entire scene. That is when they had that little spat, and Justin called out Ryan for berating him in their New York City loft as over that whole scene on the rooftop at the very beginning of the movie, because Blake had rewrote it and everyone else liked Justin's part and Justin's, version better, but they went with Blake's. But I do want to point out that there was a romantic scene part in that rooftop scene that Blake rewrote. So just note that as well. This is where it gets even more interesting with Ryan Reynolds. It says it's clear and was determined to humiliate and win against Justin Baldoni. He went as far as to include lines in his separate movie, Deadpool and Wolverine, about having an intimacy coordinator on set and making fun of Justin Baldoni's feminism and podcast. This is what Justin's team is alleging. It looks at the evidence, and I think it's undeniably true. Now, I've done an entire video on this Deadpool thing. I am going to put the clips here. If you've seen it, you can just fast forward through this part and go to the next part, but I do think it's important to see this and see how specific this is to Justin. I will also, if I can remember, put the video where I break this part down even more up here so you can go back and actually watch that video. But here are those clips. It is about an 8-minute long thing here, so if you want to fast forward, I completely understand. Just skip over to the next part.
You said Logan was a hero. What happened?
He died.
How?
Well, technically you were chest fucked by a tree, but really he just ran out of batteries trying to save someone.
Who?
The shitheels that grew her in a lab called her X-23, but she was just a kid. A younger, daintier, somehow meaner version of you. You died trying to save her. It was beautiful. Look, Mijo, I know you're hurting. My blind, elderly, African-American roommate, Blind Al, always says that pain teaches us who we are. Sometimes we need to listen to that pain instead of running from it.
Holy shit.
Yeah, she's wise.
No. That's her name? You call her Blind Al?
Well, she's blind.
so lovely as you did tonight. I've never seen you shine so bright. Lady in red is dancing with me, cheek to cheek. There's nobody here.
Look at you! She's coming with us!
No, she's not.
Oh, yes, she
Fuck
is.
no.
Oh, yes.
Sorry about that. Come here, girl. Who are you? Oh, I'm Deadpool. And I guess you're Deadpool too. But in here, everybody calls me Nice Pool. Oh my goodness, wait till you see Lady Pool. She is gorgeous. She just had a baby too, and can't even tell.
I don't think you're supposed to say that.
That's okay. I identify as a feminist.
Right.
Are those gold-plated 50 caliber Desert Eagle pistoleros?
Of course.
To match my ear huggy. Can I have them? Over my dead body. You're fun. And I guess you've already met Mary Poppins, aka Dogpool. Careful where you put your hand. She's 90% G-spot, and she'll let you know it. You let this little flirt out of your sight for 1 second, and she starts shopping for a new papa.
If you can't be a responsible pet owner, then maybe you don't deserve this little unicorn.
Guilty on all charges, Your Honor. It shan't happen again. Why are you so nice? It costs nothing to be kind.
Shutting the fuck up is also free.
Caliente. This is Logan. He's usually shirtless, but he's let himself go since the divorce. Where's your mask? Come on, guys.
Oh, this guy. We're looking for a group of survivors.
Oh, they're out there, yeah. But Merc to Merc, you better hope that you don't run into the Deadpool core. Yeah, they're crazy. They will chop you up into 1,000 pieces and hide you all over the void. If they could only process their childhood trauma, they'd go on one heck of a healing journey.
Look, we're headed for the borderlands. You know where it is?
Yeah, that's 12 clicks due west. I can lend you my ride if you like. It would be my honor. Oh, no. Absolutely not. What the? No.
Just get in the car.
This isn't a car. This is a Honda fucking Odyssey. Throttle response sucks a cock. Dated infotainment system. When Honda saw that untreated chlamydia was making a comeback, they invented the Honda Odyssey to compete.
Get in the fucking car.
She'll get you there safe and sound. Old Betsy always does. You're gonna have to give me my dog back, though. I know. Listen. Yes, child. If you ever want to give her up, or if she needs a new home, or if something should happen to you, I'd love to be her papa. What would ever happen to me? Lots of stuff. No! We're running away! The corn was too dense, girl!
I'd be fighting alongside them, but my calling is to one day host a podcast that monetizes the women's movement.
Apparently, this is not the first time that Ryan Reynolds has used his character to humiliate somebody. Now, this is where it gets interesting, and this is something that Justin Baldoni's lawyer had pointed out in the lawsuit and in previous interviews, saying, but Ryan then allegedly presented an ultimatum to WME, the biggest talent agency and the talent agency that previously had Justin Baldoni. I say previously for a hint here in just a second. And Hollywood, whose client roster includes everyone from Taylor Swift to Justin Baldoni. Now, this same WME dropped Justin the day after Blake Lively's lawsuit was filed. And here is a picture of this article. Honestly, he could probably sue WME as well because, like Candace said, this is showing guilty until proven innocent when it's supposed to be innocent until proven guilty. And now we're seeing Justin's side, so now it looks like they may have made a huge mistake. Now, he allegedly went to WME and said, it's us or him. But in that us, it's not just Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, but potentially, allegedly, also Taylor Swift, which has been named in the lawsuit as partaking in some of the creative writing and creative differences that they had had. Now, Candace says that this source is a different source that would definitely know, but still, we're going to say alleged because we can't obviously have concrete proof of this. But I do want to show you a very interesting interview of the younger Lily that played Lily in the movie It Ends With Us, and how Taylor Swift had a role in getting her job. Listen to this clip because it sounds like Taylor Swift may have more to do with this situation than we initially thought. Now remember, back a week or so ago, in Justin Baldoni's lawsuit, he talked about how Taylor Swift had showed up a couple hours after they were in the New York City penthouse, Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds' penthouse in New York City, talking about some of the writing changes that Blake had made, and Taylor Swift came in taking Blake Lively's side, saying that hers was better, it sounded great, and this is when Justin allegedly had said that Ryan Reynolds had berated him. That was in this whole thing, and allegedly Taylor Swift was there during at least a portion of that. But here's that interview, because it's very telling that if this is true, that she may have more to do with this movie and helping Blake out than we had initially thought. Here's that interview.
She really did take this kind of big sister role. I know you play the younger version of her.
Yeah.
This is your first movie. Any words of advice that she gave you? Because I'm sure it could be a little overwhelming.
She said you just have to trust that you've got it, you know? Like, if you have your own self-assurance and you know that you're meant to be there and that, like, you have that self-worth, that is what's going to take you far. So I'm trying to do that, you know?
I mean, this is a huge first role. What was it like to be able to, like, to take a role that means so much to a lot of people?
It's just such a privilege. I mean, the complexities of Lily, the dynamics of that character, it's so exciting as an actor to be able to play a role like that isn't one note. She's so multifaceted, you know? It's a privilege. Yeah.
I hear that Taylor may have had some influence in getting you
Yes,
the role.
she did. Yeah, I know. I don't even know if I'm meant to be saying it, but I'm saying it. Yeah, she was a helpful part of the process of the audition, which I found out later after I got it, and that rocked my world.
Now, if you didn't know, Blake Lively and Taylor Swift are not only best friends, but Taylor Swift is the godmother to Blake Lively's children. Now, this is into reference of, in the lawsuit, the text of saying that Blake Lively had her dragons. This is in reference to that. And they feel like they've won. They feel like they're in victory until someone bigger than Taylor Swift has now entered the picture here. And this is huge for Justin Baldoni and his team. How many more people are richer than Taylor Swift? Not very many, except for... We're going to come back to this man here in just a second because he is a vital part of the story here in just a minute. But first we need to talk about something else. At this point, Wayfarer Studios has effectively been instantly blackballed, persona non grata in Hollywood instantly, and truly had done nothing wrong but cast a woman into one of the movies with an allegedly very jealous husband. It just got mixed up in this. Now, as a lot of us have seen now that Justin Baldoni has come out with some of his stuff, and I'm going to show you an interview that backs this up as well, but it says, my sources, people that had worked with Justin Baldoni and on the set of It Ends With Us, says that Justin Baldoni is legitimately a good guy who truly wants to do this project, but he cares deeply about women's issues. Wayfarer Studio has meant to be a feel-good family movie studio. And here's an interview of Justin talking about why he wanted to do this movie, why this movie was important to him, and him understanding the fact that he is not a woman that has been through these issues. This is a very important interview to listen to, so if you haven't heard it, please listen to it. If you want to fast forward, though, I understand. You can fast forward, and we'll keep going.
I'm a man, and this is a story that is told through the lens of a woman. And especially when it relates to intimacy scenes and to scenes where there is a mix of intimacy and violence, I wanted to make sure that those scenes had a female gaze. As much as I can try to see the world as a woman, I never will be able to. And then when it came to bringing on a stunt coordinator, it was important to me that it was a woman. We brought on Lauren Shaw, and we all worked together to figure out, well, how can the intimacy of this and the violence kind of work together? How can we make sure everyone feels safe? How can we rehearse? And go through the process. Blake was very involved in that and had amazing ideas and was very hands-on with the choreography of it as well. Honestly, there were many instances on set where I just let the women figure it out, and I took a step back and kind of jumped in more as an actor in those scenes than even as a director.
Now, back to the billionaire that we were talking about that is higher up than even Taylor Swift. None other than Steve Sarowitz, which owns half of Wayfarer Studios and is a legitimate billionaire. And you can even tell by this picture, because people were clearly divided at It Ends With Us premiere, that he was with Justin Baldoni and not Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds, and their little posse. Even though Justin Baldoni got put in the basement with his family, those pictures are in the lawsuit. But this man is literally so rich that he donated $1 billion to charity. $1 billion to charity. Now, I had someone tell me this. I found a video the other day. 1 million seconds. 1 million seconds. Take a guess of how long 1 million seconds is. In like days. 11 days. 1 billion seconds is like 300 and some years. Like, that's the difference in million and billion. Like, this man has a lot of money. And he has allegedly said that he will back Justin Baldoni until the end of this. And he will pay whatever he has to pay for Justin to basically win. Allegedly. Now, because Wayfarer is such a do-good studio, being blacklisted because Ryan Reynolds is acting fake and gay likely didn't sit well with him. Now, this is Candace Owens' opinion, not my opinion, not anyone else's opinion. This is just her opinion on the situation. It says Ryan Reynolds is grossly insecure. This is in part motivated by the fact that he dates and married women that are at least over a decade younger than him. Because we're going to get into his ex-wife here in just a second. Now, he met Scarlett Johansson when she was just 20 and he was 28. When they got married and then divorced, she came very close to saying that it didn't work because of, well, his jealousy. Surprise, surprise. And this is a quote from her to a news article about the situation, saying, "The logistics of being with another actor are challenging. There has been a real understanding of how you share your time, especially when two people's careers are going at the same rate, or even if one person is more successful than the other, that also proves challenging. There may be a competitive thing." But that's really all we got from her on this situation. There's actually 2 clips. I found another clip. There's 2 clips I want to show you in this. The first one is the video that he did to promote It Ends With Us, and did an interview with Blake Lively's love interest, or Lily's love interest, on the movie. But it's a really weird interview, especially knowing the jealousy aspect that he has had about the movie thus far. So I'm going to play you that clip first, but then I'm also going to play you another clip.
Thank you, Brandon. I love the movie.
Appreciate it. Thanks, man.
Okay.
Oh, God.
This is cool. It's not every day the husband gets to interview his wife's love interest in a film. It's kind of crazy.
I don't remember seeing this on the schedule.
Let's dive in, shall we? So I saw you posing in a photo with Mrs. Reynolds, and I'm sorry, what do you call her? Do you guys have a nickname or something? Okay, no, just so it's Mrs. Okay. Anyway, I saw this photo. It was very suggestive. So I got it right here. I'm gonna get right to it. How do you explain that? Is that genetics? You have some sort of like low-angle squat routine to pop that region in that way? I mean, what's going on here, man? Are you smuggling pumpkins? Got a couple of small pumpkins there? Jesus Christ, my heart is beating like crazy right now. This reminds me of when I went on that meth journey. Confront my inner child.
And I was on a meth journey. I think you mean like ayahuasca, like South American plant known for its medicinal benefits. Definitely not meth. You should not be doing a meth journey.
I've been on a meth journey for about 6 months now.
I mean, I'm not a doctor, but you're probably gonna die.
I don't feel well.
You don't look well.
Let's talk motorcycles here. Do you ride?
Yeah, a little bit.
What kind of bike do you like to ride?
I mean, anything with 2 wheels and kickstand, right?
Honestly, that could be anything. I mean, as far as I know, you just described, riding Stephen Hawking through the Nevada desert in the middle of a summer heat wave. He's not gonna make it.
Ryan?
Yep.
You wanna take a break?
From Blake? Sure.
Hello, Brandon.
No.
Well, it's not every day the mother-in-law of the leading lady gets to interview the love interest and the man trying to replace my sweet little gummy bear, Ryan. Let's dive in, shall we?
Should we not dive in?
Mom, it's Ryan. I wrote all these questions, but don't tell Brandon. I didn't expect to love him so much, so don't fucking blow this for me. Oh my God, that language.
Seriously, we don't have to do this. I mean, I'm not crazy about interviews.
Brandon, I saw the film, and may I say, you are incredible in this movie. On a scale from 1 to, I stopped taking my blood thinner medication because if I can't have you, I don't want me.
Mrs. Reynolds, you should probably keep taking your medication. And I'm a little worried about your son. Like, he's for sure addicted to meth, right?
Damn, you're gorgeous. It creeps up on you.
Jesus, God, no.
Did you know that Ryan lost his father in 2015?
I'm sorry. Man, living with Ryan must have been incredibly hard for him.
Bro, I don't feel very comfortable asking this question.
Nope, I got it. I'll get it. Here, I can do that. You're not going to read it. I will then. Okay, thank you very much. That's the one. It says Ryan would love to have a new dad to have a catch. And I think he could really use a man in his life. Hugh is no spring chicken anymore. Blink once for yes, or blink once for I'd love to be your new dad. He blinked. He blinked.
Is this hell?
No, it's Iowa. That's from Field of Dreams. It's one of Ryan's favorite movies because he and his late father had so much unresolved sadness. But pride got in the way, and neither of them were able to find closure. Ryan thinks Field of Dreams is a true story because he's on meth, and that drug is super scary.
Mrs. Reynolds.
Call me Blake.
Oh,
I could blow your fucking mind, dog.
Oh, man.
Brandon.
Tammy, you're crazy.
No. It's not every day a guy gets to interview the love interest of his best friend's wife, and the guy trying to replace Ryan as a husband, and me as his best mate.
Holy shit.
I've never done an interview before, but I've done a lot of things, like crazy things in Australia. You do understand you can't even get into preschool unless you take a person's life with your own bare hands. Twice.
Totally.
So listen, I've just got one question. What the hell are you doing messing with my best buddy's wife?
Sir, I have no idea what's happening at all today. But I do have to say, while I have you here, your work in Les Mis, what a triumph. I mean, I am a huge fan. You can do it all. You're a unicorn.
That jawline. Is the way he finds the light?
No. It's like the light finds him. It's just like...
Finds him. That's exactly right.
That's it. I was expecting not to like him.
No, yeah.
But he is so nice.
The nicest guy.
So
Everyone says
funny,
you're nice, but
charming,
he's-
kind.
Yeah.
What a wonderful guy.
What is ayahuasca?
Because this clip is actually about someone that worked with him on Deadpool when he did those funny skits about Justin that I played previously in this video. Now this is what they call, in quotations, character abuse in the past. In other words, he pretends he's acting, but he's really not acting at all. Let's take a look at what a Deadpool actor had to say about him. And this is the 7-minute interview that is very telling on how it is to work with him.
I think that Ryan Reynolds, Kate thinks Kate thinks he's super frenemy with me, or even just that he hates me. I could see him hating me. But I said on Hot Ones, I went on Hot Ones and I said that, what was great about Deadpool is they covered up his handsome face because he's so distracting. He must know this, but it's so distracting to look at him, and guys don't want to laugh at him because he looks like the guy that fucked your high school girlfriend. And then girls don't really want to laugh at him. They just think he's cute, so they'll just look at him. Like Ryan Gosling. Girls don't care if he is talking or acting.
Accurate.
Yeah,
So
exactly. So I think, but he's such a good comedian that when you cover his face, he's so quick, he's so funny. So I love him as a comedian. But I think after he got super, super famous from the first Deadpool, then things kind of changed. I think he was like, see, you guys see. And then I think I don't know. I mean, would I work with him again? No.
No.
I would not work with him
That
again.
much vitriol.
But I've said that about Michael Bay, and now we're friends, and I would work with him again. But I think Michael Bay is different. And Michael Bay worked on a movie with Ryan Reynolds also. And so he has a very specific opinion.
That may mirror
of
your
Ryan
own.
Reynolds. And that was a good part of our last conversation with me and Bay. But I sort of wish him well because he's so good at Deadpool. And I think it's weird that he hates me. And I think some people...
Do you know he hates
We
you?
had a really weird moment on Deadpool where he said, let's do one more take. And everyone was like, okay. And I was like, yeah, I'm fine. And then as the character, he was like horrifically mean to me, but to me.
Cathartic.
As if I'm Weasel.
Right.
So he was like, you know what's great about you, Weasel? You're not the star, but you just, you do just enough exposition that it's funny, and then we can leave and get back to the real movie.
So he's riffing.
Well, he's
here.
right.
Obviously.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, that's exactly why he said that.
How much riffing?
Because I'm not funnier than he is at all. Right?
much
And I haven't been in more movies than him. Yeah,
Don't
exactly.
agitate the guest, Brian. How much riffing was done?
A lot. And he's a great improviser.
And how
You know what
much
I mean?
of it
And
made the cut?
a lot of it. And then the stuff that they kept and you see in the reel, it's a lot of it is what he's doing. I'm riffing. Also the two, the writers were so incredible. But that's what's weird about him. And I've met other people that can confirm this. He did that and it was weird and it doesn't bother me. I mean, just like, Ryan, is it Ryan or Brian?
Me.
Yeah.
Brian.
Okay. I always forget.
He's
so
very
he's
forgettable.
Yeah.
Understandable.
And so, as Ryan was saying,
son of a bitch.
So,
but what went south in that moment? Did you react to it?
I just kind of listened and thought it was weird, and then I got off stage because then they finally were like, cut. And then I got off stage and I walked over, and the whole crew was acting weird. And then I went up to Kate and I was like, that was weird, right? And she was like, of course it was fucking weird. It was insane. It was insane. And everybody was looking at each other like, what the fuck is he doing? And so that was not a great experience for me. And a couple of people, for the most part, when I do a film or on a television set, the crew really enjoys me because I'm nice to everybody and I'm also funny. And after a take, everybody starts laughing once they cut. And I sort of laugh and enjoy and talk to everybody. And I'm just not sure every, movie star does that.
But
and
how was that a breaking point for your relationship?
Because why would he do that? And why do I want to
he
work
knows
with somebody?
He did it, but did you call him out or did you have a
No,
discussion
what
with
would
him?
be the use of that?
And it would be so easy to deny. Like, I don't know, I'm just trying something new.
I'm not talking. Yeah, that's why he did it like that.
But you felt it coming from him.
Everybody did. That's why it was awkward. Everybody was like, why is Ryan doing this? And the other weird thing is like, maybe he got, I think he's kind of an insecure dude. He's really nice, but I mean, his Twitter bio is showing you the parts of me that tested the best in focus groups. Mm-hmm. And I'm not sure that he's joking. I think that might actually be his real sentiment there. But again, he's so funny and he did this movie and he's worked so hard to get this movie made and it's people's favorite movie. I mean, it's a get a tattoo of it level movie.
It's really it's got a lot of great stuff, but it's that stuff with you and he in the bar. It's just the best. And it's some of the funniest stuff ever filmed.
Yeah, and so I think that maybe there was some part of him that frustrated him. I can't begin to guess what his deal is.
That you were getting as many, maybe more accolades from the movie?
Yeah, I think there's some of that, which doesn't make any sense to me because I love when other people get laughs. I think it's great when the two of you get laughs. No one else really on the show does.
Really but
Ryan
doesn't.
Ryan never does. And Crying Ryan, that's what they used to call him.
But does he know, would you think that he would know there was a rift with you guys?
I think so. Or he's so deluded that he's like, everybody loves me. Everybody likes me. So TJ probably just wishes that he could work with me again. Bay's like that too, though. Wahlberg talked to me about that, who Bay would never understand why you wouldn't want to work with him.
Yeah.
It just wouldn't make sense. Everybody wants to work with him. And that's also kind of true. So I think some people aren't totally self-aware. But I wouldn't, other places have been like, are you in Deadpool 3? What's the deal? Can you talk about it? And it's like, I would not have done Deadpool 3 if they came to me and they were like, we want you to do Deadpool 3 and we're going to pay you twice as much.
Over that one incident?
It's that. There's that certainly component. But really the real reason is the same reason I left Silicon Valley, which is I don't really think you should do something for more than 5 years. I think it's weird to just go back and play Weasel 10 years later or
Sam
something like
Worthington's
that.
been doing Avatar for 14 years.
I know, exactly. Here we go, Ryan, again with these Avatar references. Yikes. Can we get another Avatar for you?
A lot of people don't agree with Candace Owens on a lot of things, but I do think her final thoughts about this are pretty accurate and mostly what I think about this as well. So I am going to read what her final thoughts were about this because, I mean, I feel like it's spot on. It says, I think Blake was fine with everything in the movie she signed on for, hence not requesting an intimacy coordinator. Even though Justin Baldoni did indeed hire an intimacy coordinator that she didn't even want to meet before filming, those messages are in the lawsuit. And then all that changed the day her husband showed up onto set and allegedly blew a fuse. Imagine being fine with everything, you're good, whatever, your husband coming on set, seeing your flirtatious activity, even though you're recording a romantic movie, blowing up, then you're going to be like, well, I didn't agree to that. I didn't, try to save your marriage. Ryan maybe sensed real chemistry between them on camera when he reviewed the dailies and felt insecure because, well, Ryan himself tends to fall in love on set. That's how he met brother ScarJo and Blake. He met Scarlett Johansson while they were on set, and then he met Blake and filmed with Blake for years while they were on set, and then they got married. And you can see in those initial clips, the audio was not supposed to be on, that she did seem a little flirtatious with Justin, even though I think Justin did not really, I don't think Justin would ever leave his wife for Blake. I think he is very loyal to his wife. You can see the love for his wife, but I don't think that Blake may have had the same feelings that Justin did. So he tried to peacock Justin Baldoni, who is objectively more attractive than Ryan, but injected himself into every layer of the movie, from the script to the promos, and reminding Justin who the A-listers are, using their title and money to make themselves more credible and bigger. That is why Ryan was there every step of the way, and I sense it was him that demanded Justin be put in the basement for the premiere. Very interesting take, and probably likely. I also agree with this, saying Blake, in my view, was not discomforted by Justin, but by her husband, and she had to pretend to see things his way. This situation has now spiraled out of control, and at the center of it is small man Ryan Reynolds with a fragile ego, according to Candace Owens. Oh, but did you think the fun was done? Because it's not. We have another huge thing to go along with this. Big. So it says, okay, just one more thing about Ryan Reynolds potentially being a psychopath, and then I promise I'm going to bed. So this is another one of those giant bombshell posts, and it's going to make more sense. If you don't know this man right here, this is Tim Miller. He was the director and producer of the first Deadpool movie. And you know who he worked with? Ryan Reynolds. Do you know who didn't get along with Ryan Reynolds? Tim Miller. Here is more of their story. It says Tim Miller and Justin Baldoni was a director in film called Deadpool. It was the original film in which Ryan Reynolds was cast as lead role and given his producer credit. You'll never guess what happened. Would you like to take a guess? Because I bet you can't guess it. Despite Miller's significant contribution to Deadpool's success, he left the franchise because none other than due to creative differences with Ryan Reynolds, who played the lead role in the production of the movie. According to him, the actor wanted to control the franchise. Wow, would you believe that? That makes so much sense of why history would repeat itself and him and Blake would do the same thing with It Ends With Us. Now, some people, including Candace Owens, have pointed out that they are kind of worried for Blake because this is a sign of a type of abusive behavior towards a significant other. But here is another bombshell, is that Ryan Reynolds allegedly wants to buy out Justin Baldoni from It Ends With Us at any cost. Well, that cost may look like $40 million, according to the lawsuit, because that's what he's asking for it. The bottom says Ryan Reynolds is reportedly looking forward to buying Justin Baldoni out of It Ends With Us if it means that his beloved Blake Lively gets to reprise her role for the sequel of the hit movie, because it ends with us and then it begins with us. So there is a second part of this movie, but Justin Baldoni has already made it clear he doesn't want any part of that movie. Here's another part about that abuse. Ladies, please know that your man showing up to work with his A-list homies, trying to buy the company you work for while starting fights with your boss is not the definition of love. There's nothing romantic about controlling abuse. Let me know in the comments if you think this is a type of controlling abuse, because I've been doing some polls over on my Instagram Reels, which you can find my Instagram link in the description, and most people, and this is not the same poll, but most people did say that they think that this is a type of abuse, according to the polls of that reel that I had done over there. And most people think that the entire issue right here is the jealousy of Ryan Reynolds. But when I say I feel bad for Justin, I really do. It does seem like he just wanted this movie to be about women, domestic violence, and to make a difference, and they have just absolutely ruined that. And honestly, at this point, I don't think the second movie is worth a dime, because I don't think people are going to go watch the movie after everything that's happened now. I think they've ruined their chances of the second movie doing nearly as well as the first movie because of what has gone on. But that is the gist of all the information that we have thus far that Candace Owens has given us. If we have more, I'll be doing another video on that as well. That was a lot. I hope you enjoyed. I hope that explains some things a little bit more. We will be keeping up with this case to the T from here on out. So make sure to subscribe so you don't miss anything. And thank you for being here. Let me know what you think in the comments. Send this to someone you think would enjoy it. And until next time, love you. Bye.